nothing but a bitch lasagna. You gotta. I don't know the rest of the lyrics of the song. Oh, we're live. I just want live right now. We're live. All right, cool. Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel, and welcome to a not a New Japan Pro Wrestling review, but a WWE review. Very rare that we see any WWE related videos on this channel. I know, right? But yeah, I was took the
Finally,
day.
you review the better product.
Oh wow, nice. No, I took the day off today for reasons. I think most of you know why. I kind of was napping and doing stuff today, and Fastlane was on. I took a nap and I woke up and I'm like, it's 8 o'clock. Let me turn on Fastlane. So I missed the first hour of the show, but I have someone here who did see the first hour of the show. So Dane is here with me.
You want me to talk? You want me to talk about this?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, no, I introduced you, so you know you should.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah. Dane's also here. He's been on commentary for Mat-Based Combat. We're going to be on night 4 tomorrow. Can't wait for that. It's been a pretty good tournament so far. Thanks all of you who've been tuning in for it. In the comment section, yo, what's good, Juan Mena? Tyler Paulson, have to go to sleep. That's cool, man. That's cool. Madman Gaming, what's up, Tyler? I'm ready for the show. Yeah, man. And Jackson Parker, are you going to stay up all night like me to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling? I do not stay up all night like New Japan. What I do is I go to bed early and wake up early. I don't stay up all night for New Japan. I don't do it unless it's like Wrestle Kingdom or Dominion. And even then, I like go to sleep and just get like 3 hours of sleep. That's about it. But without further ado, let's get into this card. So like I said, I took a nap that was meant to be 45 minutes, turned into 2 hours. So I didn't wake up till like 8 p.m. And that's when I started watching the show. But Dane here has been watching all the way because he's a WWE tried and true. So always rely on him to watch these shows. Good, bad, ugly. So Dane, did you check out the kickoff show for anybody who missed it?
The pre-show match, I didn't remember much because I was fucking around during it. I'll be honest, I didn't see much of it. But there was a couple things that happened during the pre-show that I guess I'll talk about. One of them was the surprise appearance from the Iconics, which I thought was fun.
Yeah.
And, they actually wanted the Boston Hug Connection to win, and then fucking
they could beat him for it.
Yeah, they were like pissing off Sam Roberts for some reason. And
they were wedding Sam Roberts?
Like pissing him off.
Oh,
they were like
okay.
bullying Sam Roberts.
I'm like, okay, R. Kelly was coming on the Iconics for a second, but you know.
No.
They're not underage, so R. Kelly wouldn't be into that. But keep going.
And then somebody else, I don't remember who it was. One of the freaking panel people was like, "Oh yeah, it'd be in your best interest." And then they just went in and they started bullying this other guy. And I was like, "Oh, dang, why'd they do that?" And then so that happened. And basically they just gave their support for the Boston Hug Connection because, you know, they want to beat them fair and square for the titles, and they don't want to fight Nia Jax and Tamina. Simple as that. Then another thing that happened during the pre-show was EC3 trying to get with Mandy Rose and coming up to them trying to be all smooth. Sonya Deville shot that shit down really quickly. It was like, you've been walking around here months and you haven't done shit. Like, this is your big pickup line, is you're just gonna, you know, see what Mandy Rose is up to, blah 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 blah. And then like they were kind of like scoffing at each other and just making noises at each other for a few seconds, and then that ended. And then they had the match that the New Day won. Again, didn't pay much attention to it.
Wait a minute, the New Day were on the pre-shows?
Yeah, the New Day fought Rusev and Shinsuke. And the match with
I'm thinking of the Usos. My bad. Yeah.
No. And then the Andrade and Rey Mysterio match got moved to the main show, and they added Samoa Joe.
As they should have.
Yeah, but they added Samoa Joe, and they added R-Truth.
When I first saw Andrade and Rey Mysterio on our pre-show, I was like, wow, they're really fucking them over here for no reason. Like, what did they do to be on a pre-show? They've been having these excellent matches on SmackDown. Dare I say, some of the best matches WWE's had all year, at least non-pay-per-view matches. And then they thank them by putting them on a pre-show. I'm like, wow, okay. So when they got moved to the main show in the United States Championship match, I said, okay, that's a good start, I guess. I did hear about Samoa Joe winning the United States Championship. From what I hear, apparently he's facing John Cena needs to program WrestleMania, so John Cena's supposed to be facing him. So
He actually retained the title because I think he won it on SmackDown actually.
yeah, so we'll get to that a bit later though. But yeah,
Yeah.
glad they moved them to the main show. But was the first match the Usos versus it was first match
The Miz and Shane, yeah.
I saw a little bit of that from the YouTube clips, but you probably go to
And they had a really fun spot that I really liked. I'm not gonna go through the whole matches.
No. Don't go through point like move by move. Just
It was essentially a typical Usos match, but there was like this big spot that got me where Shane was going for the coast to coast, and then one of the other Usos got on. I think it was Jimmy. I could be wrong. I don't know which one's which. I'll be honest. They both got up on there, and then he was going to kick the other one, and then the Uso kicked Shane like near the nuts in midair, and like they both just fell, and then they rolled out of the ring. The Miz was like, "Oh crap, this is my chance." He goes up to the top rope, goes for a D'Lo Brown like lowdown for some reason. I don't know why the Miz was going for a lowdown. Tribute to D'Lo, I guess. I don't know. And then freaking the other guy put his knees up, kneed him as he was going for that frog splash lowdown. And then he rolled up the Miz 1, 2, 3. Shane was acting like, "Oh, it's a simple mistake, just like last time. Hey, I forgive you, brother. You did a good job." They went up to the dad. The dad was like, "Proud of you, even though you lost." And then as they were walking away, Shane just attacks him for no reason.
Attacks him. Yeah.
Hits him.
I think I kind of saw this coming though. I feel like they've been kind of teasing the turn. Now, of course, I think everyone was expecting Miz to be the one to turn him because Miz has been a heel for so long, and I feel like he's so good in the role as the heel. And don't get me wrong, I could have seen the turn coming too as well. I think I was more predicting a turn Shane on the Miz than I was Miz on Shane. And I guess, I don't really like the fact that Shane's a heel now. I feel like you have Triple H, you primarily is a heel most of the time. Vince is a heel now. Stephanie's always been a heel. Shane's kind of been the one that's always been a babyface to even it out, and with Shane being a heel now, so it's like, okay, so all the McMahons are fucking assholes now? It's like, I'm just not a fan of that.
They're the McMahons, bro.
Huh?
They're the McMahons.
I know they are, but Shane's usually kind of been always the neutral one. He's always been the one that did well. He was the better evil out of all of them. Let me say that. He was the better evil out of all of them. And
I can't wait for you to watch King of the Ring for the first time where Shane is the referee.
Listen, I'm not talking about fucking 1999, Dan. I'm talking about 2019, 20 years after that.
Okay, so anyway, the point is the Usos, they are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
And we're getting the Miz versus Shane at WrestleMania. Now, I thought that the Miz's dad would kind of assist Shane in the turn, but Shane attacked the Miz's dad. He didn't attack him, but he kind of like grabbed his face and
grabbed his fat face and then threw him to the chair.
How do you feel about babyface Miz versus heel Shane at WrestleMania? I'm a bit conflicted. I feel like the roles should be reversed.
No, I'm glad. I think the Miz needs a moment, and I think if anyone's going to give him this moment, I think right now it's going to be Shane, and I hope Shane can somehow elevate Miz in this role and make it work, because the Miz is definitely, he's a likable dude, honestly. Even when he's an asshole, he makes a lot of sense, and people cheer him anyway, because, remember when he was like, being like, he was given both John Cena and Roman Reigns shit that one time, and people were like, "Yeah, the Miz is right. Like the Miz knows what he's talking about."
The Miz is great on the mic. Don't get me wrong, he is. I just feel like he's suited better as a heel than as the babyface. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the Miz as a babyface now works. It's just no. I feel like I've seen Miz as a heel for too long.
The Miz has always been
adjust to him being a babyface.
The Miz has always been a face. He just cheats. He has. His promos. He's
a face in his mind, I guess. He's a face in your eyes too, as well. But yeah, guys. So...
on the mic though, a lot of the things that he says, they're true. It's like.
Well, I mean, if everybody who was a babyface speaks the truth, then like half of the WWE roster would be a baby. I mean, like 80% of the WWE roster would be a babyface. Ronda would be
I
babyface
don't
as
know,
well,
dude.
but she's a heel, so that wouldn't go
I'm
based
just
off
saying
that.
I support the Miz as a baby face. We'll see. We'll see.
But anyway, the
I don't
Usos
know.
retain. Overall, what was your opinions on the match?
Um, I think it was a good way to start the show. I thought it would come later on in the show. I didn't honestly think it was going to be the opener, if I'm being quite
And
honest.
that kind of tells you the match pace and they're gonna be WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I think that's good long-term storytelling. As much as like you were like, oh, I didn't like the beatdown because you don't like the way Shane throws his
oh
punches.
yeah,
And
the beatdown was shit. I thought the beatdown was pretty shit because Shane just can't punch for his life. And Shane doesn't Shane train? Hasn't he trained in Muay Thai before? He knows how
he,
to throw
he
a
is.
fucking punch. I don't know why he's doing that. His punches annoy me so much. Like his punches are worse than John Cena. And John Cena is ass at punches on purpose. So,
Yeah.
uh, anyway, let's get off of that. Matt Gaming, are you guys on Discord? You're on Skype right now. I'm not opening my Discord right this second. Maybe later. Maybe later. I mean, you're always welcome to join Discord. We're just not on it right now. But
Yeah, your girl Asuka was the next match
yeah,
against Mandy
Asuka
Rose.
versus Randy Rose for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka is actually on the show, contrary to the last one where she wasn't on it at all because they didn't have anything planned for her. It's almost like the SmackDown Women's Championship is pretty non-existent.
Oh yeah, I mean they're just more. There's more focus on the Raw right now. So
I
it's
know,
like
and it's like if you're
that guy's been
gonna,
tossed aside.
it's a crime because both of the top women on SmackDown, Becky and Charlotte, are feuding for the Women's Championship. So the actual women's champion has nothing to do because they haven't built up any other women on SmackDown to contend for it. They're trying. They kind of. The only reason they slotted Mandy Rose in here was because she was doing something with Naomi. Bet you if they did not feud, she would have been facing no one again or someone else. But that's the only reason Mandy was facing her here. Now I didn't see this match. You saw it, so you go over it. What were your thoughts on it? What happened?
I don't think this was that memorable of a match, but honestly, there was a lot of stiff kicks. I think there was a really, really stiff move near the end. I don't remember exactly what it was, but whatever it was, I think it was just like a face kick. Honestly,
I did. I saw that. I saw that clip on Twitter. That thing connected true with her head.
It was really stiff, and I don't know if that's because if you heard about the house show thing.
Yeah, she dumped Oscar on her head, gave everyone a scare.
Yeah, so maybe it was like, hey, kind of pay
It's a
back. I'm
receipt.
a bit stiff with you. Yeah, like a receipt. Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it. And then there was this weird moment where I kind of thought they were gonna do two turns in a row, where two teams were gonna break up back to back. Where I was like, that's weird because Sonya Deville and Mandy just really weren't connecting there near the end because Mandy was just like kind of like, don't touch me, leave me alone to Sonya Deville, and I was like, whoa, like what the hell is this? There's some like sort of tension there. I don't think they're gonna break up. I think maybe they just want people to think they're gonna break up.
No, I don't. I hope not. I feel like the two were like bread and butter together.
Oh, they're
One,
really good.
one
together.
without the other is kind of, you know. Don't get me wrong. I feel like when they're ready to break apart from each other, I think they'll have good singles careers. One more than the other. You guys can guess who I'm talking about. But as of right now, I think they're better together than they are apart. So they shouldn't break apart.
No, which one are you talking about though?
I mean, I honestly think that Rose is probably going to do better than Deville, just because of the
Yeah,
way
I think so too.
Just because they invest more in her than they do in Deville. So yeah.
The only reason I had to ask is because I've actually heard the opposite. It's not very common, but I've heard the opposite.
I don't really. I mean, I know there's Deville fans out there, but I don't really see too many of them. I really don't.
I've ran into a couple. Yeah, so that was a 6-minute match. That's the second shortest match on the card, actually. The next one is the shortest because there was this little segment that happened where Kofi was waiting outside Mr. McMahon's office.
Did you go ahead?
Wait,
Go ahead.
you know, you don't like this, I know.
I know you know I don't like it, but you go ahead. You can start out first.
Oh, I love it, brother. The New Day is kind of like they see Kofi outside Mr. McMahon's office, which I was talking to other friends when this was going on. Mr. McMahon's like office in this is like a supply closet almost. Like it's really small. It's not an office.
What?
Like, it's got nice chairs in it, but it's not a nice room. It's like this really small, like, claustrophobic fucking box. Like, I don't know why the fuck they chose that area. But, so they're like, hey, Kofi, you gotta go in and get your opportunities, man. And then Kofi's like, yeah, I'm gonna go in there. And then Kofi doesn't say shit. The New Day just builds him up and be like, this guy's been here for like 11 years. You know, you're always talking about new match opportunities and opportunities for everyone and people succeeding and blah, 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 blah. This man has been waiting 11 years for that, and you just kick him to the ground like he's dirt, blah, 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 blah. They're building it up. They're making him look like he's top shit. And it's like, I believe it, bro. He's top shit. And then Mr. McMahon's like, oh, okay, like, okay, you want that? I'll make it a triple threat match. That is next. And I was like thinking, there's no way they are putting the WWE Championship match on like third on the card. That doesn't make any sense. Did it. But there was no fucking way they were doing that.
I would have passed them.
I thought that was fishy. I was like, there has to be a problem here. Kofi gets out there. He's like, it's the WWE Champion match, and then some freaking guy comes over with the headset on. He's like, oh yeah, this ain't. And then like he's like, that's gonna happen later on tonight. Instead, it's a handicap match where both the members of the other team will be able to be in the ring at the same time. And then it was the Bar. And the Bar just kicked the shit out of Kofi. This is easily a squash match.
2-on-1 tornado tag beatdown. It was...
Dude, I don't even know if Kofi got any offense in that match.
It really was... Oh, Lord. And this played into a match that comes on later tonight that pissed me off to no end.
Yeah.
But this segment, in my opinion, from the Vince McMahon talking to Kofi saying, triple threat match, brother, to all of a sudden, here's the 2-on-1, unfucking necessary. We don't need to make zigs and zags on the road to get to get to our destination. It didn't need to happen. What was the point of the 2-on-1? I don't get. I mean, wasn't Kofi ringside for the New Day tag match earlier on the pre-show? Was he not on it? Was he not part of it?
I didn't see him back there.
Okay, but I guess they didn't want to leave him off the show. But if that were the case, you could have put him in a segment. You could have had him come out after the actual triple threat.
He was in a segment in the pre-show.
But this 2-on-1 beatdown for no other reason than to get Kofi sympathy. Mind you, sympathy that he didn't actually need because the crowd's already behind him. It just didn't make any sense to me. So you have Kofi getting beat the hell down. Then the New Day come out to help him. But Rusev and, Shinsuke, who they just completely forgot he was ever a number one contender for WWE Championship. And Shinsuke come out and they beat up the New Day. And Cesaro and Sheamus continue to lay out Kofi Kingston. The chance of this is boring because it was fucking boring. It didn't make any sense why it happened. It just happened. It's nonsensical stuff like this that just... Go ahead.
I liked it. I disagree. But there's something we forgot, actually. In between these matches, for whatever random reason, Elias was giving songs about everything that was happening as it was doing the rundown to the show, which I kind of found that amusing. He did it for The Miz, and then he did it after this.
Who was that?
What?
I heard her cough. Who was that?
I thought that was you.
That wasn't me.
Oh,
we're joined by that person who just started enjoying the call midway through.
We're doing a Fastlane review.
Make him daddy's, Alex, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good, sir. Did not know you guys were doing a review for Fastlane.
Yeah, yeah. You can
I'm here too. Let me join the review. Anyway, did you catch Fastlane, sir?
Yes, I did, and it was a bittersweet pill to swallow type of show.
We're on the Kofi Bar 2-on-1 unnecessary ass match.
Okay, I caught that with Dane. I hated it due to the fact it didn't make sense why the bar had to get involved in them whatsoever. No, hear me out on this. I said this situation was a bittersweet pill. I didn't like it due to the fact that the bar had no business to get involved in it at all whatsoever. They were not in the storyline involved in it. They shouldn't have butted in. The only reason I'm semi okay with this, it gives more sympathy for Kofi.
He didn't need it.
No,
He didn't need it.
No, I know he doesn't need it. I know he doesn't need the sympathy, but like I said, it doesn't help to give him a little bit more of a reason for us to want him for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
Why? Because he got beat down by people who had nothing to do with the fucking match in the first place? I could see if he got beat down by Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan, but what the hell does the bar have to do with the championship match that Kofi's going up against? It's not even...
That's where I agree.
No,
look at the idea of a 2-on-1 assault on Kofi does make sense, but like you said, the bar had no legitimate reason. I don't know what the fuck you're smoking, Dan. With all due respect, man, I'm sorry. This is where you're just a simple WWE fanboy. I love you. You're my buddy. But the fact that you're saying that the bar
have to classify the guy like that.
Well, I didn't really get the chance to say my piece, but I'll let you continue.
No, the reason I'm saying that is the bar had no legitimate reason to get involved in assaulting Kofi. They legitimately didn't. They have. I'm sorry. They have
nothing going on.
Yeah, exactly. They have nothing going on. They were never involved against the New Day, so why beat up somebody that you have no affiliation with?
But that's what I'm talking about. Unnecessary. I mean, I guess...
No. Wait.
Go ahead.
The bar has had a feud with the New Day.
Yeah. Storyline-wise, yeah, but they cut off the storyline. The New Day were focused on trying to get Kofi into the title shot. The bar were feuding with the best tag team in the world. Whatever. That they were stuck somewhere. I get it. They've had history before with the New Day, but that was so in the beginning of 2018 that you're just like, or mid 2018, and you're like, really? Like, it took you guys 6 to 8 months to finally do something about beating up them.
I just bring myself back to the point of this whole thing did not need to happen. The Kofi beat down did not need to happen. The 2-on-1 did not need to happen. The Vince said it didn't need to happen because it made the actual triple threat match to happen. It ruined it. It ruined the whole thing. But we'll get into that a bit later. So that match happened. Let's get into wasn't there a segment here with Shane?
What? Oh yeah, there might.
Yeah, it was a shame. I think it was a segment with Shane where Caleb Braxton trying to interview Shane to ask for a reason.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Was that like an hour after the match even happened?
Mm-hmm. Like, why'd you beat up the Miz? He just closes the door on her.
It's like,
It's the basic heel turn of why were your reasons of attacking your so-and-so friend or turning your back on somebody where you just look at the interviewer or you just give him the cold shoulder. It's basic, simple, nothing over the top.
Alright, let's get into the Raw Tag Team Championship match. We had the Revival versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus Aleister Black and Ricochet for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I mean, I love Aleister Black and Ricochet. I like their pairing as a tag team. Don't know why exactly they got a tag team title match so soon. Didn't they just get caught up a month ago? I think it was a bit soon. I think they probably should have saved this tag team title match for WrestleMania. Even if they would have lost the show, I think they just...
Now, I'm not sure if this is true, but somebody told me that was supposed to be DIY's place, actually. I don't know.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised because DIY did beat Revival on night 1 and Johnny got hurt. So, if that were true, I guess that makes sense.
Here's the thing with this scenario. Aleister Black and Ricochet are phenomenal athletes. Amazing call-ups, in my opinion. But the pairing of them is just not in it for me. I just see them as single individuals.
It doesn't really make sense for them to be paired up with each other.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So for me, it was an odd pairing, to be honest. Like I said, if Tommaso Ciampa wasn't injured, spoilers. Or if everybody doesn't know, well, there you go. Now you know Tommaso Ciampa is injured. If he wasn't injured, it would have been DIY and Johnny Gargano, which in this scenario, it would have been 3 legitimate tag teams facing each other. I'm just glad that the Revival won.
Yeah, and people I've been talked to actually were. It's funny because some of them haven't been watching in a while, and when I watched this match with them, they were actually still surprised that Gable and Roode were still together. But they worked really well together, actually. I mean, yeah, some people forget they're a team, but like if you actually watch them, they've done really good with the revival.
We ain't got nothing else better for them to do, so I guess keep them together.
Yeah, because there was
That's the only
rumors
reason
that
else
they
the
wanted
Black
to
Ricochet are a team because they didn't have anything planned for either man. They just got called up just because, which is why.
Yeah, but they're a weirder pairing than like Gable and Rude. He gives off like this like, hey, I'm Rude and I'm more experienced than you, and you're kind of like this guy that needs somebody whose partner just like left him and abandoned him.
Rude is, but you know.
No, yeah, like you said, that storyline makes sense between why Rude and Gable makes sense. I'm a veteran in this business. You're a natural born athlete, but I need to develop you to where you could become the full package deal because you're already a naturally born gifted athlete. You just need the personality, even though he had more personality than in the American Alpha.
I think that Bobby Roode is a vacuum fucking personality for
well,
Chad
here's
Gable.
the
I feel like it showed more. Chad Gable showed more personality with Jason Jordan.
Here's the thing:
Roode.
Bobby Roode was never meant to be a face. There, I said it.
What do you mean?
He's heel at Triple H, for God's sake. He's supposed to be a heel.
Are we talking about the same person?
Bobby Roode.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Chad Gable. Never mind. You're right.
Bobby Roode is heel at Triple H. He is Triple H's son. He should be a heel, not a babyface. That's why, like you, right now, Bobby Roode as a face is a charisma vacuum. There's nothing that screams babyface about him. He's pompous. He's arrogant. He's wearing flashy robes. If that does not scream heel, with the exception of Ric Flair, then I don't know what the fuck people are smoking over there.
Right, but let's get into this match. Don't want to stay on this for too long. I actually went to go grab something to eat during this match, so I can't really give my piece on it. I think you guys can more than me.
Well, let's see. There was nothing really, nothing special or over.
No, there was a cool spot.
Was it from Ricochet?
Yeah, Ricochet like ran up, did a flip over the top of like the bar part of where the ropes connect, and he flipped over that and he like landed outside onto a person, and it was almost reminded me of like a whisper in the wind, like Jeff Hardy type move to the outside, and it was really cool. It was near the end of the match.
So he probably did a rolling senton or he probably did the 630.
No, yeah, he did that like later on, or earlier on maybe. I don't know. No, he did that after the match. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, Ricochet spots are always gonna be Ricochet spots. But like the tag team match, it was a simple, basic. You have the spotty guys, you guys have the technical guys, and then you got the champs.
Well, there was also this other spot to the outside. I don't really. It doesn't look like it went right, and it looked like it hurt really badly because it looked like everybody piled to it just in time, and then like they didn't really. You know how you catch people? It just looked like they bounced off each other, and like everybody just laid out, and it's like, ooh. Like,
so they pretty much did that protection spot like pretty much on the fly, basically, is what you're saying.
I don't know if they did on the fly, but it looked like just the person didn't put their hands out to catch them, and it just looked like they may have collided shoulders.
But like I said, it was a spot fest, the basic stuff. The Revival retained, which I'm actually glad that they did because they were doing nothing with them.
Yeah, and they got beat down after the match by both teams, which is really weird.
I know, like, it's like really like, hey, you're the champs, but still we're going to treat you like shit. Not only are you devaluing the championship, but you are hurting someone that 2 years ago around this time had amazing matches with DIY themselves, American Alpha, and Authors of Pain. This is someone that we were praying to God would be the godsend of the tag team division in the Revival.
Hey, but the Revival wins this match. I guess they're getting a bit of a push so that way they re-sign, which I don't know when our contracts are up. I don't think it's for a while, but hey, it kind of happened. Let's get into the next match, which I thought was, match of the night, I would say. We had Samoa Joe defending his United States Championship against R-Truth, which was then added to be Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien from the pre-show, as me and Dane stated earlier. I thought this was really good. Ooh, okay, I'm getting a phone call. All right. Hey, can you guys take over for me real quick? I'll be right back, guys.
No, all right then. So you and me, like he said, I agree with them. I honestly thought it was match of the night because, let's face it, people are gonna give R-Truth shit, but I feel like R-Truth did his part here in this match. He made this match fun. He made it
give
entertaining.
R-Truth shit. I really like R-Truth actually.
No, so do I. Like like I said, which I mean, it kind of sucked that let's go back to SmackDown when he lost the tag team, not the tag team title, the U.S. Championship so quickly, but Samoa Joe won it, which I thought was like the safest move to put heat on Samoa Joe because people love Joe, but you want to build him as a monstrous heel. It works, like you said.
Yeah, and Joe has kind of been in a lot of like, I'm not gonna call them like they weren't bad matches, but he's taken a lot of losses trying to go after the WWE Championship.
Oh, he lost. Like he couldn't win the major one. Like he had amazing matches, but him losing was killing his momentum.
It was exactly. It was a momentum killer. So I think putting the U.S. belt on him was definitely the right time. I feel like during this match he showed a lot of promise as well. There was. I'm sure he did that really cool dive thing he always does. I think I saw that. R-Truth did the little scissors kicks that he used to do, the Booker T like scissor kick move.
One of my favorite spots that happened was when R-Truth was trying to go for a German suplex on Andrade Cien Almas, and Rey Mysterio does a double Hurricane Run on both of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, this was really match of the night. Andrade Cien Almas and Rey Mysterio, they can never do any fucking wrong. Let's be honest, bro. They're in that situation where they can wrestle anytime, and I'll never get bored because for some reason they make something new. Samoa Joe is freaking, pound for pound, one of the best.
They just have
brawlers.
good chemistry, Rey Mysterio and Andrade.
Like, yeah, and then Samoa Joe can fit in with anybody perfectly. Like I said, he fit in perfectly in this Fatal 4-Way.
I feel like the only thing that disappointed me in this match was the managers, like Zelina Vega and Carmella. Yeah.
It was really unnecessary for them to be in there at period. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you on that one. It was unnecessary, but like, was it a match of the night? Fuck yeah. Like I said, Samoa Joe is getting the push that we felt he should have gotten a long time ago. They made R-Truth relevant after God knows how long. Rey Mysterio can do no wrong. And, Andrade Cien Almas is in the position of Joe where, he can be amazing, but,
I'm actually surprised Andrade or Mysterio didn't win this match because Mysterio, I don't think, has captured the U.S. title.
He's never captured the U.S. title. Let's see. But I think he's away from. That's the only title that's eluded him to be a Grand Slam champion.
Yep.
I said, this match is amazing. Keeping the momentum going for Samoa Joe. And if the rumors are true, that John Cena is going to be the one that faces him at WrestleMania for that U.S. Championship belt, I would not mind seeing that at all. All those anti-WWE guys can say, "Oh, John Cena sucks," blah blah blah. I would not mind seeing.
Oh no! I think Cena's definitely underrated, and he in the ring when he works with somebody he wants to work with, he can get like some of the best stuff out of him. And I think that if he puts Joe over, he's gonna give it us all, and I think he's gonna make Joe look like $1 million at Mania.
Look what happened. Look what happened when he did with AJ Styles. He wrestled AJ Styles at SummerSlam, and look what happened to AJ Styles. Imagine if he did the same favor for Joe. Just imagine.
And I think he's gonna do that. I think if John Cena does come back, he's gonna make Joe just look like the best thing ever. Mania.
Even though John Cena's probably gonna beat Samoa Joe, but
no fucking way.
No, he's not.
It's John Cena. They're gonna have him beat Samoa Joe.
No, John Cena has been putting people over for the.
Look what he did. Look at what he did with Styles. Look what he did with Nakamura. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do it to someone that was in his class.
Listen, it's Samoa Joe. The guy fucking loses all the damn time. It's really hard to get into him at this point. I think he's gonna lose to John Cena.
Same thing with Nakamura. So hush.
What are you talking about? It's not hard to get to Nakamura. It's hard to get into Joe because he loses all the fucking time.
Yeah, but Joe's the U.S. title now, so they're building momentum back up for him. Why would they crash him back down?
was number one contender for the WWE Championship one point.
What would Cena? Okay, hold on. But I want you to think about this. What would Cena get by getting another U.S. title run? He won't get anything.
I mean, I could say the same thing for a bunch of John Cena matches that happened in the last 10 years, but hey.
Yes, but Cena's a part-timer now, so it's a little bit different. He's not going to be defending the U.S. title. It just brings the U.S. title back
listen, that's just
my...
You really think they're going to do the same thing they did with, let's bring up to another promotion, what Jericho did with the IC title in New Japan?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. But anyway, hey, did you guys already say that match? I don't want to spend much time on it.
No, we just finished right now. We were just talking about how if the victory with Joe, if it leads to a match between Cena and Joe, it'll be a good match, regardless of our opinions about Joe. It's gonna be a good match.
And this next match is the one that pissed me off. Is the connection?
The Boss Hug Connection versus Nia Jax to me. And now I'll be honest, I watched some of this and then I got sidetracked by tomorrow's card. I'll kind of say it here because y'all know how big of a Umino fan I am. So I just so happened to check the New Japan Pro Wrestling website for tomorrow's card, and I noticed that the final tag team match on this show is the team of Colt Cabana, Togi Makabe, and Ryusuke Taguchi versus Kazuchika Okada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Shota Umino. The fucking super team and Umino together. They can vouch for me. I was fucking freaking out for like the last... I was freaking out for like 10 minutes. Yeah, so I wasn't even paying attention during this match.
You know how much of a Shota Umino fan you are right now, and the fact that he teamed up with the super team. But we'll get into that later. Let's talk about this dreaded... Oh, my God, no.
Oh, man. This tag team match. It was... I mean...
I really want to
I'm happy that Sasha and Bayley retained because Sasha loses
about
all
hating
the
Sasha
time
Banks. I know
when it comes to tag team matches, but the match itself was...
No, here's my problem. Nia Jax needs to learn how to fucking sell.
I mean, yeah.
I get it. I get you have a hate boner for Sasha Banks, but you have to set that outside for just a moment and realize it's hard to sympathize with Nia Jax, and especially
Nia Jax is not a good wrestler. I won't say that she's good.
Like I said, she's I know she's not doing it on purpose to hurt her opponents, but fuck's sakes, man. Train more, learn how to sell, learn how to protect people.
She's been on that main roster for 3 years now.
I was kind of hoping she would hurt Sasha Banks.
Wow.
I know you hate Sasha Banks for the passion.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I do. I said that live. Yeah, I thought Sasha was gonna land on her neck when she got put through the table, and I was gonna be happy.
Let's go back to the professionalism, Tyler. Like I said, Nia Jax needs to learn how to sell. Like I said, the finishers the girls did on the Boston Hooks connection. She no-sold them, made them look weak. Now we were happy at first. Yeah, the Boston Hook connection prevailed, and now we're like, really? Nia can't even sell a finisher? Kick out at 2 for fuck's sake. I don't care if you kick out at 2 or have that one moment where you kick out at 1, but at least sell the finisher, make it look like it hurt. Because if you don't make it look like it hurt, then what's the point of believing the tag team champions are a viable threat?
Yeah, but in the end, Bayley got the roll-up pin over Nia Jax, and they got the pin over the champions.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the pin over Tamina. I sure hope they didn't win a championship. Tamina and Nia Jax. After the match, Tamina, they beat up Sasha and Bayley. I believe Nia Jax went face-to-face with Beth Phoenix, which...
No, Tamina.
She went face-to-face with Tamina, and that kind of led to them attacking Beth Phoenix. And then Natalya came out for the save, but they beat down her too. So that's teasing a match between those two teams WrestleMania, which I'm not opposed to because I was a pretty big fan of the Divas Doom way back when.
Oh, no, so was I, because like I said, Beth Phoenix...
She is one of my all-time favorite women's wrestlers.
Here's what I gotta say about Beth Phoenix. I would not at all
be opposed to seeing her in the ring again. No. Not at all.
Beth Phoenix came in the wrong era of women's wrestling. She should have came out later on with these women, because let's face it, and Natalya were the only technical...
I think she came around the right time, because her and Natalya were the standouts of their division, so I think it was the right time for them to be around that division.
Yeah, but like I said, there's people of viable talent at the time. They were the only talented ones out of a pool of legitimate models, because after her, that's when AJ Lee and Paige showed up after Beth Phoenix left.
I don't know. Natty's never been that interesting.
Character-wise, no. I totally agree with you, but you cannot deny the fact that as a women's wrestler, a fucking women's wrestler...
At her time, she was good in the ring, but I don't think she's good in the ring by today's standards. No, Natty was.
Exactly.
That's what I thought. That's why I said I think they went up in the right era because they were the standouts of the division. I feel like if Beth Phoenix and Natalya came up in this era, Beth Phoenix would be overshadowed, but Natalya definitely sure is, because you see how she's overshadowed now. So exactly. I think way before
in the Divas era.
In the Divas era, Natalya was a standout. I would definitely say Natalya was one of my favorites back then because she could actually fucking wrestle. Beth Phoenix was my favorite back then because she could actually fucking wrestle. Nowadays,
she had a character. She was a
Beth would stand out because Nia Jax just no one likes her. So if Beth was a full timer, I think Beth would be probably one of the most over women on the fucking division if she came in now. But that being said, tag team match between those two WrestleMania, I am not at all opposed to it.
Neither am I. Like
as the Divas of Doom, I win, but they won't. So that I guess that's okay. But
yeah, and the sad part is either I feel like they're gonna.
Nia Jax is obviously gonna pin Beth Phoenix in the match. I don't see any other result. That's gonna be a passing of the torch.
This next match is the one that pissed off Tyler.
Ooh.
It pissed me so much. I agree with them too. Because all the other ones I skimmed through them because I figured that either you were gonna do a review tomorrow or fastest. So let me skim through them and check it out.
And I was real happy because we had the WWE Championship. It was still announced a triple threat match. It was Dan Bryan versus Kevin Owens. It was up in the air about if it's going to be triple threat match. Then they said it was going to be triple threat match. And I'm like, okay, well, Kofi got attacked earlier in the night. So my thinking was the only person it could and should be is Mustafa Ali. When Mustafa Ali came out, I was hyped. Y'all know, that's my boy. I've been repping Mustafa Ali since his match WrestleMania 34. So I've been a Mustafa Ali fan for a while now. So I was pretty hyped when he came out. The crowd was cheering him somewhat when he came out. It wasn't really that bad. Then he got in the ring, and I said, oh no. Because I knew that as soon as he got in that ring and the crowd found out that it wasn't going to be Kofi wrestling in this match, they were going to boo Mustafa, and they were going to boo Kevin despite them being the baby faces. And that's just what happened. They chanted, we want Kofi. They chanted, boring. They chanted, you suck. They basically shat all over this championship match, at least for the first 75% of this match. They just booed and shat all over it. And it sucked because this was a good match overall, but because of the way they fucking booked this earlier in the night, which I go back to it being unnecessary that they had Kofi get beat down like that, and then still made a triple threat match because you had the crowd looming in the fact that Kofi would come out and possibly win it. Now, they could have had Kofi come out in this match and had him lose, which that would have got him more sympathy, but to have him get attacked like that and then not come out, they basically redid the Rumble 2014 just with Daniel Bryan actually being in the match and not being the one who was taken out. It was just ass backwards, and they fucking ruined Mustafa Ali's championship match by overbooking. They overthought this storyline, and that's what they do all the fucking time with this kind of shit. They do it with the fucking Roman's championship match, and I do it with the WWE championship match. And they don't have to do that. They didn't have to go this route, but they did. Now, it doesn't ruin Kofi, but it ruins Mustafa Ali. At least for tonight it does, because he didn't need this. I don't think he had to be booed this way. He didn't have to get this type of treatment, but the crowd didn't really see any option but to chant, we want Kofi, and but to boo him because they didn't get what they want. I don't want to blame the crowd because this is WWE's fault. But nonetheless, the match overall was good. You guys can say your piece on it. I kind of did my own little rant. You guys go ahead. I don't know.
See, for me, it was a good match. You know, as soon as I saw Mustafa Ali, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't hear cheers. My innate reaction was like fuck. Like you, I was afraid for his life. I'm like, oh my god, like no. Was it a good match? Yes, but like I said, this could have been match of the night if the fans did not kill it.
I think it could have been match of the night if they didn't add Mustafa Ali at all, because
don't do that, name.
You cannot disrespect Mustafa Ali as a competitor.
No, not he's a good competitor, but I think it's kind of like what Tyler just said, where Mustafa Ali.
Oh, you meant in that context? Okay, I thought you meant overall, like you didn't want him in that.
No. I'm not trying to say he doesn't deserve a title shot down the line or anything, but tonight was not the night because they've done so much build for Owens and Bryan to the point where I don't think they would have got boos at all if they did, like you said, they didn't make it a triple threat match.
Yeah, if Vince did not announce the triple threat match, it would have been okay. Because our assumption would have been
left off the card, he would have been fine. They could have done this match on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly and truly.
Yeah, but now it's they did it on the pay-per-view. Like you said, they overthought it, which is what killed. Not to me personally, but the appeal that this could have been match of the night because the fans were chewing it up to bits in the first couple of minutes of the show. You're like, boo, you suck, boring.
Like I
and
said,
I'm just
this
like,
is what happens when you have a simple
Mustafa did
task.
fine.
No, I said it was a great performance, but this is what happens when you have a simple task, you overthink it, and you say, well, let me add this, that, and the third to it, and then it's like, well, you got all the way to point A and made a bunch of unnecessary shit, and now look what happened. Now the end result's different because you decided to do a bunch of dumb shit. So this is overall good match, but the crowd wasn't treating it to record. I mean, don't get me wrong. The crowd kind of got into it towards the end because they realized, oh, wait a minute, this match actually is good. Let's start to cheer a little bit. But then by the time they started getting into it, the match was kind of over. And Daniel Bryan ended up getting the pin over Mustafa. Not to make matters worse, he pinned Mustafa Ali of all people, and he retained the WWE Championship. Even if the crowd did not boo this match, did they really have to have Mustafa Ali get pinned in this match? They really just reaffirmed that Mustafa Ali had no business being here by having him get pinned.
It was that, we'll just put him in the triple threat for the sake of triple threats.
If they put him in a match, I expected Kevin Owens to get pinned. They didn't need to protect Kevin Owens. Why did they protect? They didn't need to protect Kevin Owens. They really didn't. But they pinned Mustafa. And now I'm kind of scared for the guy. Because I see this reaction that the crowd gave him. I see that he got pinned. And now I'm thinking, this might be the only time he's getting a championship match now. Because I don't see them.
I disagree. I think he could work his way back up.
I'm not saying he can't. But I know WWE. And I know how they do shit. And I don't think he's going to get a championship match for a while now. I'll be shocked if he does. I'll be happy if he does. But I don't know. WWE likes to
I don't know much about Mustafa Ali's character. I mean, in ring wise, he's good. I think he could have a couple more storylines with other people, build himself back up, and then you could throw him back into the world title picture again, a few months down the line, maybe three months down the line or so. I think it would work.
As long as they rebuild him back up, because that's what he needs after this fucking loss. They need to rebuild him again. But I think he should be fine as long as they rebuild him.
Kofi's the hot thing right now, though, so it's like that's kind of what everyone's focused on. So yeah. I think he's gonna come back.
What I'm hoping for is with Mustafa Ali, if it isn't Cena, I really want to see Ali and Joe for the U.S. title.
Yeah, I want to see that too. Revisit that feud. I wouldn't mind it. But anyway, Daniel Bryan retains the title, so we'll probably most likely get him Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali for the WWE Championship WrestleMania. The right man
it's
should
Kofi,
win.
Boy.
Yeah, it's Kofi. That's what I want it to be. That's what I wanted it to be. But after this loss, I kind of want it to be that now. But yeah, let's get into the next match, which I also was frustrated by. Becky Lynch
you were really pissed during this.
Versus Charlotte Flair. For whatever the fuck it was supposed to be for. First, it was a no-holds-barred agreement, which didn't make any goddamn sense. Then it was for the Raw Women's Championship. But then Ronda said, oh, wait a minute, I want my title back because Becky's back now. And now it's for Becky's Raw Women's title shot. This match changed 3 times over the course of 1 week.
Oh my god!
So
yeah, like you said,
please tell me I'm wrong to have not been hyped for this match going into it.
No, all of us were. I totally agree with you in the sense that at first I was looking forward to the storyline of, oh, hey, Becky, you have to earn your triple threat match because Vince suspended you.
You were into that? Fuck that. She earned her shot by winning the Royal Rumble.
No, she did. She did, but when Vince suspended her, I was pissed. And when he said, oh, earn your spot against Charlotte, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll see it. I mean, Charlotte and Becky have failed, with the exception of this match, have failed to not entertain me in wrestling matches. I'm like, okay, it's a stupid storyline, but at least I get to see Charlotte.
Wait, hold on. Charlie and Becky have disappointed you? Have you not seen their Evolution match?
I said that. No, their matches do not disappoint me at all. So I'm like, this storyline itself, I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll watch a good match with a subpar storyline. like they're gonna have a good match. Then Ronda's like, "Oh, I quit," and then Becky came back. I'm like, "What the fuck am I gonna watch at Fastlane? Am I gonna watch a women's title match? Am I gonna watch a number one contendership? Am I gonna watch, earn your title spot match? Whatever the fuck." I'm like, and the fact that this match was short as fuck really pissed me off as well. It was back to the piss break divas matches quality.
Oh, the match overall, like, don't get me wrong, Becky came out with the crutch in hand, and I was like, okay, so this is going to be the targeting point of the match, as it's been for the last month now. Charlotte went after the leg for most of the point. Becky started to come back, locked into disarmer. Ronda comes out, attacks Becky. The match ends. Becky wins by disqualification. This made me so fucking mad. Because we have Becky in the corner laughing and smiling like she did something. There is nothing manly or badass about you getting into a match by disqualification. Why did they do this?
Oh no, I totally agree with you.
Why? They're doing a bunch of unnecessary shit again.
No. I'm gonna agree with you, but I'm also gonna disagree with something you said.
In what sense? Like what can you possibly say?
No, let's hear about. Go ahead.
No. I agree with you that Becky Lynch should have won this match clean. But I think when you said there was no reason for her to be smiling, I think the reason that they had in mind, it still shouldn't have happened. But I'm going to say the reason they had in mind was that Becky may have been smiling and laughing because she thinks that she got into Ronda's head. But I don't think it was a good way of going about this. I think you were right in your assumption that Becky Lynch should have won this cleanly. It would have been a simple win. And I think that actually that she should have been faking her injury and she should have been fine in her leg the whole time.
It just makes her look weak. It just makes her look weak at the end of the day. That's what makes me mad about this.
Like you said, so if she faked her injury, that means she was. I'm sorry for the term, people. She was pussying out.
No,
that's what I think of. If you're faking your injury for a month, you're being a pussy. I'm sorry to say it. That doesn't make you a badass. It doesn't make you a man.
It makes her a bitch.
You pathetic.
And I mean that because she's a female. I mean a bitch as in like she's being a wuss.
A pathetic. A wuss, yeah. She's being a wuss. Like, you mean to tell me, I believed her being a badass woman in the SmackDown locker room for the longest time, only for her to get injured, and then you're telling me if she were to fake it, I still have to believe that aura of her being a badass? No. And not to mention...
Still would have got cheered. She still would have got cheered.
My thing is, we did all this to get to this point, and Becky gets inserted into this match because Ronda interfered. So Becky essentially didn't earn her way into the match. That's how I perceive this. Even though she won the Royal Rumble, and she rightly deserved to be in the match, she had to work to get into the match. And then in the end, she didn't even earn it because Ronda helped her by blatantly attacking her first. This is what I'm talking about. They're doing this, and they didn't have to do it. They could have just had her pin Charlotte clean. How would it have hurt?
They didn't even have to make it a triple threat, like you said.
I mean, they would have. I mean, that's my deal. They didn't have to make a triple threat, period. But they made a bet, and I got to sleep in it. We all got to deal with it at this point. I've pretty much accepted the fact it's a triple threat. But now we're getting to this point where they're just making this so fleshed out. It's starting to kill this feud. I'm not saying the feud's uninteresting, and it's still not the top feud. But this feud from January to now, it has been so fleshed out and just completely in disarray that it's not even that interesting to me anymore. They had one destination to get to, and they made several turns to get there. I want to keep on saying it.
Yeah.
That's just how I look at it. But let me get off that match.
Assumption. That's a fair assessment. I shouldn't say assumption. It's a fair assessment of overlook of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, they overthink this, and they really don't have to. But let's get into the main event. The Shield in their seemingly final match. Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins going up against Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley.
I thought this was a good match, actually.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a match, but I thought it was a nice brawl because that's what it felt like.
It was a brawl fest.
It was a brawl. I don't really even say it was a match. I mean, how much of this time was actually spent in the ring?
Not a lot, but I think there was a lot of fun stuff going on during this match overall.
They were outside the ring. There was table spots. He went into the crowd. At least Dean and Seth did. Roman got most of the spotlight in this match, as you would have guessed. And I didn't have too much of a problem with it, just as long as they don't start to put it on him too much and he starts to get booed again. But for the most part, I thought it was a.
I want to take you back though to October when you make this announcement on WWE, and it becomes like I mentioned part of the storyline as much as it was real and it was
alleged
emotional.
Shield
it was
final reunion was
night,
there. Dean Ambrose, if he signs or whatever, the yada 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 is the case. Like I said, was it hype? Meh. I'm glad the Shield won. Yeah, you got that feel good and last hurrah Cinderella story.
Oh, and I also heard. I think it was you and Franklin pointed out that Seth Rollins said like motherfucking.
Oh yeah, when they went for the Shield powerbomb, he said, "Let's do this one more motherfucking time." And you could see his lips said, you could see them mute Seth when he said it. I'm like, he gonna get yelled at backstage. He got way too into the moment and said, "Let's do this one more motherfucking time." I said, "Okay, Seth, okay." So the way he said it, the way they went off air, the way they were hugging, it's leading me to believe that Dean's probably leaving. Now we could be they could be working a work, and we're working ourselves into a shoot, brother. But the way I see this, it might be Dean's last ride. I mean, they're building this. This is how it's looking.
Yeah, because if they were like, "Oh, I'm not coming back," I'm like, "Really, dog?"
I mean, if he resigns and they're still together, okay. Just as long as he doesn't resign, they break up and then they fucking reunite again, because that'll be like the 4th or 5th fucking time.
Yeah, you either keep them as
they need to either break up and be apart for a few years, or Dean needs to leave and then they're just done. Because I like the Shield, but the reuniting every year is getting very, very annoying.
Yeah, the second reunion tour when they reunited the first time was good. It was fun.
Didn't Seth get injured, or did Dean get injured? Dean, I think one of them got injured.
It was Dean that got injured.
Then the third time they reunited,
Roman got
leukemia.
Cancer.
So this is the 4th time they reunited. And now Dean looks to be leaving, so it's like,
I like the idea of Dean Ambrose maybe like retiring for like 5 or 6 years, maybe.
He's not gonna retire from wrestling.
I think he is. If he leaves WWE, I think he's retiring. I don't know though. If he leaves WWE, I think he's just gonna fuck with wrestling.
Nope. Impact Wrestling, little dudes. OVE.
As if he would want to work for Impact out of every company that could.
I could see him going to Ring of Honor, realistically.
No, the reason I say Impact Wrestling is because he's legitimately friends with OVE. He grew up wrestling with Callahan and all them.
Or MLW. I don't know. Anyway, the Shield won this match. I thought it was pretty decent. Overall, the show as a whole, I thought it was decent. I think there was more that annoyed me about this show than what made me good, but the good stuff was good, so I can't really call it a bad show. I thought it was decent.
I liked it overall. I mean, there was like you said, there's one or two little like things that like
No, they were major for me. They were just little for you.
I mean, I think the women's thing was more big than the WWE thing, because the WWE champion thing I think is easily fixable over time.
You just saying the women's thing? It's the Raw Women's Championship that they can't really fix because they made their bed and
exactly. But like the Mustafa Ali thing, I think that's easily fixable. I don't think
it is easily fixable because like you said, because they don't legitimately hate Mustafa Ali. They just hate that he was in that position. They're like, really, like we wanted Kofi. Like what the fuck, man? Like why are you taking Kofi's spot? And then later on they're going to cheer him again because motherfucker can wrestle.
Exactly. I don't think this is the end for me.
So I don't think
the Raw Women's Championship. It's like there's only one match.
There's only one time to do this.
There's only one time to do this, and they're fucking it up.
They better. I swear to God, they better have Becky win the belt.
I don't know. Here's how I see it. If this match main events, Becky will win. If it does not, Ronda will retain. That's how I see it.
Okay, you know what? I can see that comparison, and I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. If it main events, Becky wins. If it doesn't, and it's Bork Laser versus CrossFit
They
Jesus,
can't make that the main event because it doesn't even feel like the main event. They're not even building that match up enough for it to be the main event. It shouldn't even be on the fucking show, honestly. What it should be the main event is either this match or Kofi versus Daniel Bryan. But that's the WWE Championship, so this is not going to be.
Well, I disagree that it shouldn't be on the because not the main event, but like not on the show at all. Because, like you said, he won the Rumble, so like the winner of the Rumble should always be there.
Oh no, definitely. I just feel like they should better build this up, and they haven't. So I don't really care to see
what
it.
do we got? We got what, another month?
They got another month for Brock to show up or for Seth to acknowledge that he's fighting for the Universal Championship, but it seems like he hasn't done yet.
I think he has. Not majorly.
No, the only time he has fought for the Universal Championship was back in 2016.
No, I said brought it up.
No.
I said
there's been a little bit of build here and there, not a lot. Like
it's the Universal Championship. You don't have time for a little bit of build. This is your main title. Build it up as if it's your main title.
Yeah, you pretty much threw the WWE Championship out the window, even though realistically that should be the main title. But you know,
my thing is they put so much focus on the Roman's Championship that that match can't main event. It really can't. It'll be a crime if they're taking out the main event for that match.
Dude, they're gonna get so much heat, especially being in the Jersey, New York area. If they don't make that the main event, they are gonna boo all of WrestleMania. Especially if they put it
I mean, that will only be if they put it low on the card. They're definitely gonna either put this match last or second to last. They wouldn't put it anywhere lower than that.
Yeah, they dug their hole. They're trying to figure out now how to make amends with this shit now. They're like, fuck, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
My thing is, they got 3 more weeks to fix the whole Becky, Ronda, Charlotte ordeal before they completely fuck it up and people lose interest in the match.
And they also have. They better have a week or two to make sure that Kofi is involved in the Mania match.
They got some things to fix up. We'll see what happens. But thank y'all for tuning into this Fastlane review. Hit that like button and subscribe button. As always, share this video with all your wrestling fans. And yeah, guys, I will see you all tomorrow for day 4 of the New Japan Cup and day 4 of the New World of Sports Cup. If you guys are checking that out, and you know, watch it because we're on commentary for it. It's pretty good stuff. It's some pretty good wrestling you're missing out on. And yeah, love you guys always, and I'll see you all later. Peace out.